Parsha begins with the Tumas Hayeledes. Seems very strange. We know that there's Tumas Meis, when somebody dies, Chas v'Shalom, so it creates a Tumah. Even an animal dies, it creates a Tumah. More sheretz dies, it creates even a higher tumah. So these are tumas that are somewhat on our level. Of course, we don't understand the whole system of tumah and tara, but somehow we understand that the loss of life creates a tumah. But the creation of life, a birth of a child, creates a tumah. This seems to be out of place, seems to be strange, and it's something that has no parallel in the animal world. There's no such thing as an animal giving birth that creates a tumah. Only when a woman gives birth to a man, to a child, that creates a tumah. Rabbi Gedaliah Shor explains as follows. The pasuk says in Tehillim, and Chazal use this pasuk to explain a lot that's going on in our parsha and the juxtaposition of our parsha with the parsha before. Achar v'kedem tzartoni v'atosma like apeko. Tehillim kuf lamites. HaKadosh Baruch Hu created us before and after Achar v'kedem, the last and the first, and He placed His palm upon us. And the Chazal is well-known Chazal that explain that David HaMelech is talking about himself. What is Achar v'kedem tzartani? A person has within him two opposing ideas, Achar v'kedem, and there's a few explanations that the Medrash gives. One of them is that the Achar v'kedem is referring to the guf and the neshama. The neshama was created first. Before anything else was created, the neshama of a person was already created. It was already understood that there'll be a neshama in this world. But the guf, the actual man, was created last. So there's the first and the last. The first of creation and the last of creation. V'atosma like hapecho, says Rav Shor, explaining the Medrash, means to say that without HaKadosh Baruch Hu putting His hands upon us, we wouldn't be able to exist. Like the Ramah famously says, the Bracha of Asher Yotzer ends with the words Mafli la'asayis. Hashem does it in an unbelievable way. He acts in an unbelievable way. It doesn't mean He acts in an unbelievable way. The fact that He created a person that can be a neshama and a guf together, this hybrid of a soul and a body together, that's mafli la'asayis. That's pili ploim. That's unbelievable. That's miraculous. How a person can survive even 1 second with such opposing forces within him. The neshama doesn't fly out, and the guf doesn't run away from the neshama. They exist together for the whole life of a person. That's what mafli la'asayis. Says Rav Shor, the neshama of a person, when every child that's born, the neshama is there already way before the birth. What happens at the birth? The completion of the child, of the guf of the child, of the body of the child, of the physical part of the child. That's what's created now. The soul of the child, the kedusha of the child was already created beforehand. Of course, this child has a potential to achieve greatness, to achieve kedusha, to achieve tahara, but at this very moment when it's born, we're celebrating what? We're celebrating the completion of a body. That creates tumah, says Rav Shor. How do we go out of this tumah? 7 days pass. On the 8th day, but what happens on the 8th day? The Torah says over here, and it seems a little bit out of place because we're talking about the halachas of tumah and tara, and all of a sudden the Torah tells us over Yom HaShmini Malar Alosai, you have to give a bris milah to the child on the 8th day. Says Rav Shor, this is not a coincidence. The reason why this pasuk is here is because this is the antidote. This is how we take away, this is how we fight against the tumah of the completion of the guf. By saying we're going to do a bris milah on the 8th day. We're going to do it because it's a mitzvah to do, and even though we have a complete, what seems to us a complete body, no, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says this is not completion. Completion is when you do the bris milah, you take a little bit away from the guf, and especially in the point of the guf that symbolizes our desires, we take away a little bit, and we make a bris milah. That's how we're mitahar the guf, and that's how we proclaim that the important is not the ochar, it's the kedem, it's the part of the person which was created way back, it's the part of the real part of the person, the neshama of the person. That is the tahara that we do on the 8th day. That's the tahara of the 8th day that fights against the tumah of the worshipping, the completion of the physical of the body. The way we fight that is by emphasizing the tahara, emphasizing the kedusha, emphasizing the mitzvahs, and the mitzvah specifically of bris milah. Good Shabbos. Please don't forget to subscribe. You'll get the video every week by subscribing. Put a like. Thank you very much. Good Shabbos.